Hi there. Welcome to Carla is Crafty number 83. If you don't know me, my name's Carla. I'm a mom, a wife, and a midwife, and I'm a born-again Christian, and I love people enough to tell them that. We'll get started with finished objects, and the first one I have is from Crafty Kate's pattern for her bighorn sheep. It also has these lovely hand-painted eyes, safety eyes that Caitlin actually did those. I purchased those from her too. I love this pattern. It's so well written. It's so fun. Yes, you do have to put things together. And yes, I highly recommend having some of those Ami sticks to hold the head in place and the horns in place when you put them on, because it's very helpful. The next thing I did, that's Bernat blanket yarn in white, baby sand, and coal, which is the black. And then the nose is also made with coal. My next finished object is this chubby sheep. This is just a sheep from a book called Happy Farm from Green Frog Crochet. So I had made some of these at Christmas time for a friend. They were really small because I made them with Honey Bunny and Premier Parfait. This one is made with Bernat blanket baby sand, white, and then there's just some black Super Saver red heart for the nose, and then some little safety eyes. I thought this was the cutest little sheep. But it makes it bigger, definitely, when you use a bigger yarn. So I also made some Beth Bunny from Oak and Marlow. So I love these. They are beautiful. They are so fun. I actually sold 4 of them just by posting them on my Facebook page to friends and family who thought they were super cute. So they are just really cute. Anyway, they are made from Bernat blanket. This is antique white. I made some where the body parts were sand, were the baby sand. I sold all of those but one, and that one is laying somewhere else because I took it to somebody who I couldn't decide which color they had wanted for the overalls. And so it's cute. It's got a little pocket. And then this is baby blue. This is the sparkle. I don't think you can tell, but that's the sparkle in aqua. And then just kind of the pink. And then this is the aqua sparkle for this bow. I actually made one for a friend at work who wanted one for her little boy, and what we did was we just left the little headband off, and he really likes Lightning McQueen from Cars, and so we made the overalls red, and it turned out really cute. So that one's been delivered already. I made this baby chick, so I was gonna do some chicken eggs for my market. So I looked up chicken egg on my Dropbox patterns, you know, where I file all my patterns, and it popped up with this pattern. And I start making this chick, and I'm like, I mean, this is Premier Just Chenille from the Dollar Tree, and I'm like, oh, you can hear Sophie is barking at absolutely nothing, I'm sure. And I'm like, why is this turning out so big, and why are there so many rows? I'm like, this is insane. And I realized I had the wrong pattern. And I don't remember the name of this one or who it's by. I'll try to remember to put it in my description. But I didn't go ahead and make the egg that went with it because I thought it's going to be huge. So I did find the chicken egg pattern, and I made a couple of little ones. And so the little ones are there. And then I made one of these snakes. This is from Toys Melina. And I made it with Bernat Mystical in Cinder, and then Bernat Blanket in Race Car Red, and then just white. It actually just calls for 1 row on either side of the white, but I kind of liked it with 2. So anyway, yeah, Sophie is absolutely losing it. She's crazy. And then I made another jumping spider. This is made out of Cinder from Bernat Blanket Mystical. And I know it's hard to see those little black eyes, but I was just going to put 4 of the green eyes, but they were just too big to put on the top. And then that's just Bernat Blanket White for the cusps or whatever they are. I can't remember what they're, fangs. They're fangs. Anyway, I love that pattern too. That's a lot of fun. I don't remember if I showed you guys, I did finish my pumpkin spice socks. This is just the vanilla sock pattern. And I put them on these sock blockers, but I haven't wet them down yet first. So I have to do that so that I can block them out so I can wear them. I had some custom shirt orders for machine embroidery. This one was a custom order from one of the nurses I work with. And it's just the messy bun and then has Oklahoma because she's an OU fan. So I know I showed one of those before, or I talked about one before that I made, and it was for the same person, but she actually had ordered that for a friend's birthday, and then she wanted one for herself. And then I had another custom order. One of the nurses I work with wanted, it just says nurse, but I thought it was really nice. And I get these DST files. I get them off Etsy. The Oklahoma with the messy bun DST file I got off Etsy, and then the Oklahoma I just made with my Embrilliance embroidery software and put them together, and that worked out really well. And then I saw this on Embroidery Monkey, this pattern, this design. I had to do it, okay? It's a dachshund bunny with Easter eggs. And I know Easter is Sunday, and I just finished this today. I finished these embroidery things today because today was the first day I had time to get out and play with the machine. But I don't care. I'll wear it all of April and have fun with it because it's got a little dachshund on it. Okay. I think that is all of the finished objects I have. I still have my husband's cardigan, which is my joy in progress, which, yes, it's taking me a long time. And he laughs at me every time I say that I'm going to work on it because then I always find something else to do. Acquisitions, I did buy some Bernat Mystical. So I had gone to Joann. I don't know if you guys follow my Facebook group, Carla is Crafty, but I had gone to Joann for one last hurrah. We drive the 30 minutes to get there, which I realize is not a long way, but it's long enough when that's only reason you're going that far is to go to that store. And we get in there and they had all the yarn aisles blocked off for restocking. Now, if they had 4 or 5 people restocking the yarn, I could see that because it would be hard for them to do it with customers trying to shop it. But they had one lone gentleman restocking yarn, and he was not Lightning McQueen. He was he was like Uncle Joe in Petticoat Junction. He was moving kind of slow. And that is what it is. But who knows how long it would have taken for him to get that done. So we just like, okay, never mind. We just went on home. Hang on, I gotta get the dog. Okay, we're back. She was just out crying at the door. And then when I went out the door, she started barking. She just loves her mama. She is a Velcro dog, and I love it. I love having a Velcro dog. Anyway, we just left Joann because I wasn't going to stand around and wait for an hour while they restocked because that's, you know, it made it very sad that my last probably trip to Joann, I don't know, I may try to go back. But I specifically went to get some of the big twist posh yarns, you know, that I know I won't be able to ever get again. And they still only had them 30% off. It wasn't like it was a big deal. So we did go next door to Pan Asia, which is a big Asian market store. They have like live lobster and all the fish and all the different things. And I picked up some curry paste so that I can make some chicken curry. And so that was good. And then I came home and I was really kind of disappointed. My husband said, well, just order some then. So I got online for Michael's and I ordered some Bernat Mystical. And I got the Cinder, which you can see because I made the spider and the snake. And I also got the pink quartz, the canyon, the fresh green, sunshine, which is that really pretty yellow, and then earthenware. So that was that. My next market is May 24th. It's called Pioneer Days, and it's right here in my little hometown where I live. And so that ought to be fun. It is outdoors, and that's okay. I have a new canopy. That's great. Market recap. I did the Owasso Spring Fling on Saturday, April 12th, and it was good. I mean, it was, you know, a big community thing. They had a bouncy house and a kids area where they could blow bubbles, and they had a big stage where they had music. It was from 10 to 2, so it was only 4 hours, which was nice. I got there at 8, which was when it was okay for you to unload, and I'm glad I did because they had very limited unloading space. And so I got in a space and got my stuff all unloaded and got my car moved, and then I headed back over and set everything up, and other people were able to use that space and get in there, so that was really good. I was right in front of the bouncy house, so in a really good area for somebody who sells plushies. The things I sold a green and a pink leggy frog. That was $16. They're $8 each. I sold all 6 of my Peeps bunnies. There were 2 lavender, 2 yellow, 1 blue, and 1 pink. I sold 2 small axolotls, peach and blue, $16. I sold my small dumpster fire, the blue one that I made, for $15. I sold a mini octo, my last one that I had. It's a blue, and I sold it for $5. I sold all 5 of my jumping spiders. I'm sorry, 4. I only had 4. I had 2 in black and white Bernat blanket, 1 in black Bernat blanket, and then 100 green. And I just sold them for $5 a piece because I just kind of threw in my $5 bin. I think I would sell them for more consistently, making them all in bigger yarn because they are a little bit bigger, and they do take a little bit to make. They're not quite as quick as like maybe the little tiny chickens and stuff. I had 2 possums that turned out really small, even though I made them with blanket yarn, and I sold those for $5 a piece. I sold 3 large loaf cats at $15 a piece. One was brown variegated, one was orange and black, and one was black. And then I sold 2 small loaf cats for $10 a piece. One was orange and black, and the other one was black with the little orange dots. It's that yarn that I got from Wool Warehouse that was really cute last year. Mini chickens. These were in my $5 box. I sold 4 of them. A blue one, a white one, a brown one, and a yellow one. And then I sold the chicken, the egg for $5. Yeah, they were kind of popular, and that may have had something to do with the fact that it's close to Easter. I don't know, because the mini chickens are really cute. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hanging potted plants. I sold 2 of the 4 that I made for $15 each. One of them was a vendor who had a cactus vendor booth where he sold actual live cactus, and he said he had seen somebody with one of my hanging plants that looked like a cactus, and he had to come buy one for his booth. So I thought that was kind of fun. Then I sold my large blue floral quilted bag, Mondo bag, for $45. That was cool to finally sell one of those at market. I've sold several, but not any at market. I sold 3 of my reversible crisscross aprons for $30 each. One of them was the Star Wars Stormtroopers with the sugar skulls and the Darth Vader sugar skulls. There was a black floral on one side and with kitchen utensils on the other side, sold that one. And then my last Grinch apron, which was the dark green and the light blue on the other side. Sold one of my little needle cases for $10, so that was nice. So total was, I believe, $402. So that's not bad. It's like $100 an hour, right? Because it was a 4-hour market, and there was no vendor fee, so I didn't have to worry about that. Square fees were pretty minimal. I think most of my sales were in cash, and it was a good market, and I enjoyed it, and I would definitely do it again next year. I was kind of disappointed that none of my embroidered hats sold. Maybe it just wasn't the right type of market for it. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. I have signed up for or filled out an application for Go Imagine, which is a site much like Etsy that's for sellers. but they do focus on handmade items, and they don't let drop shippers sell on there like Etsy does now. And so it's a smaller website, but I think they'll grow, and I think they'll be very successful, and all of their proceeds go to children's charities like homelessness and feeding children. And so I really appreciate that mission, and I'm excited to get going with that. It takes them about 72 hours, I guess, to review everything on your application and get back with you. So hopefully they'll come back and say, oh yes, we would love for you to come take part in our mission and sell on our website. So we'll see what happens with that. Other than that, really not a whole lot to say. Work and making plushies and working with the embroidery machine, you know, things like that. I'm really enjoying that. I would like to be more regular with my videos and with communication. The issue I have is that this is not something I do all the time. This is just kind of an extra thing I do because I do have a very full-time job, and I have, you know, a home to take care of and things like that. So it's hard for me to make a specific time every week to make videos or to do this kind of thing. And so anyway, I haven't been. So anyway, I just hope you guys have a great week, and remember that Jesus loves you, and so do I. Bye.